We're going to learn about equations involving factored expressions. The main case when you can set x equal to something is usually you're going to see it when it equals 0. So if we have x minus 1 and x plus 2, what this is basically saying is the same thing as x minus 1 equals 0 or x plus 2 equals 0. And then, of course, usually with an or statement, we solve. X equals 1, x equals negative 2. And don't forget that precious or statement. So x equals 1 or x equals negative 2. If you plug in any one of these numbers and the other one is any range of numbers, you're always going to get 0. Because remember, anything times 0 equals 0. So you just need one of these to get to 0. So we know the solution to this, the solution set, is negative 2 and 1. So let's look at this example. 2x squared minus 10x equals 0. So one thing you have to do before you factor out an x is you have to get the greatest common factor out. I know here that 2x is our greatest common factor because 2x times x gives us 2x squared. We have to drop the negative sign. And then if you divide 2x out of 10x, we would get 5. And then again, it equals 0. Now we have our variables separated, 2x and x minus 5, and again, it's like an or statement where x equals 0. So 2x equals 0. We divide out the 2, x equals 0. Here we have x minus 5 equals 0, plus 5, x equals 5. So our solution set is 0 and 5. And if you ever needed to check, you plug in 0, 0 minus 0 equals 0, and if you plug in a 5, 5 squared is 25 times 2 is 50, minus 10 times 5, which is 50, 50 minus 50 equals 0. Now, again, here we have a greatest common factor of x minus 3. So we pull out x minus 3, and what we have is x plus 5 equals 0. X equals 3 once we split this up, and x equals negative 5. This further explains why you have to set polynomials equal to 0. We know that you can't divide a number by 0. So to figure out what this equation is, regardless of what it is, you have to make sure that the denominator never becomes 0. So we're going to bring it down, x squared minus 9 times x plus 4 cannot equal 0. And remember, when we have two polynomials multiplied by each other and we're trying to set them equal to 0, even though in this case we don't want them to equal 0, you can split them in half. Now this one can actually be factored again. X squared minus 9 splits up into x plus 3 and x minus 3. And then of course we have x plus 4. So here we know subtract the x plus 4 equals 0. So x equals negative 4. Split this up, x minus 3 equals 0, x equals 3, x plus 3 equals 0, x equals negative 3. And of course, because we don't want it to equal 0, we put it through here. Hey, thanks for watching this Crash Course video. To watch the previous video in this series, click here. To watch the next video in this series, click there. If you want to request a video, make sure you put it in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and like this video.